Hey everybody, welcome to the ranch. Thanks for tuning in. I hope that if you enjoy this video today, that you'll give it a like at the end. And if you enjoy my content in general, if you could subscribe to my channel and even click on the notification bell, I would really appreciate it. Today, we are going to slow smoke a ribeye roast. I'm gonna lather it with some butter and some herbs to give it a nice crust on the outside, so it should come out really delicious. So let's start cooking. Here is our 5-pound ribeye roast. I ended up trimming off some of the excess fat, wrapping it up with some cooking twine, which will help to keep it shaped during the cook, and then took a couple of sticks of butter, added some prime rib seasoning to it, and then started squishing it all together to make this buttery herb paste, which, as you can see here, I just started applying and slathering all over the rib roast. After I finished covering the roast with that herb butter mixture, I ended up applying a little bit of olive oil to those cut ends and added some extra seasoning there just to give it a little extra flavor on the ends. During today's cook, I'm going to be experimenting with this barbecue guru DigiQ DX3. And what this device is essentially a temperature controller. And it's connected to the smoker by a probe, which will measure the temperature inside, and also by this fan at the lower vent. And the other vents on both sides are actually closed off. So what it'll do is, if it's detecting that the temperature is too low, it will increase airflow by using that fan to essentially fan the fire. And if the temperature is getting too hot, then the fan will actually turn off. So I've got it set right now to 225, and once it gets to that setting and is stable, I'll put the ribeye roast on. I plan on using some apple wood for the smoke. It's a nice mild wood, so it won't overpower the flavor of the meat. It's time to put the ribeye roast on. So I've got it out here. It's been sitting out on the counter for about 45 minutes or so. Now we're gonna drop it on. The ribeye roast is on. I've got a probe inside the meat to keep an eye on the temperature. So we'll let it sit here for a little while and see how it comes out. A half hour in, all the butter melted off, and you can see all those herbs just sitting on the top there, getting the meat flavorful. Here we are, it's about an hour in. Those herbs are sitting on there nice. You can see all the butter down below in the pan, just melted off. Looking good. Two hours into this cook, and this DigiQ has been working like a champ. It's been keeping the temperature so steady. I've dropped in a few pieces of charcoal here and there just to make sure it has plenty of fuel, but I haven't had to adjust the vents or do anything because this thing is doing it all for me. So why don't we take a quick look at the meat at the 2-hour mark. Oh yeah. Looks good, smells way better. We're at about 100 degrees internal temperature, so I'll be pulling this off at about 130 degrees and letting it rest. My internal probe thermometer is showing the temperature at 119 degrees. I just want to use my instant read thermometer and make sure that is accurate. So here we are. Let's just probe this in a few spots. It's 129, 124, 120. So it's pretty close. So I'll leave it on here for a little bit longer until we get closer to 130, and then we'll take it off. We are 3 hours in now, and I'm going to check the temperature because The internal probe is showing 127, and I have a feeling it's probably ready to come off. So let's take some temperatures. 129, 133. Too far. So some of the edge pieces, so I'm going to take it off now. I think it's ready. I apologize for not showing a taste test with this video, but once we cut into the meat, we just started eating because my mom was over for dinner and we were all hungry. But the ribeye roast ended up being cooked perfectly. It was a really nice medium rare inside. It was still very juicy. It was pink. The flavoring of the seasoning was delicious. We actually saved some of the butter and juices that collected in the pan underneath and tried to strain some of that out and just sprinkled that on top just to give it a little bit of extra flavor. Not that it needed it, it was delicious. The roast took exactly 3 hours to finish, and that's what I was estimating it was going to take, so that worked out well. And I let it rest for about 30 minutes before we sliced into it. So if you're thinking about making one of these ribeye roasts, what I would suggest is you get a really good thermometer, a nice probe thermometer that you leave inside the whole time, because you don't want to overcook it. It's an expensive cut of meat. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Share it with all your friends, and if you're not already a subscriber to my channel, please click subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time at the ranch.